After a long time, I welcome to all my dear students. Today in this video, we are going to learn something how to draw a graph using the horizontal and vertical axes. First of all, let us understand the few things before starting to draw a graph on a graph paper. The x and the y axes are mentioned on the graph always. The x axis is so called as an horizontal axis and it is also known as abscissa. You have to remember this word. Whereas in vertical axis that we call as in y, it is also known as ordinate. You should remember that thing. And we always take x as in first and y as in afterwards. This order you should always remember. Hence we call it as an ordered pair. So remember, x is taken first and the y point is taken afterwards. We will never take the y first and x later on. Now how to draw a graph using a 4-axis. Here I have represented a horizontal axis AB, which we call as an abscissa, whereas a vertical axis as ordinate. So we call the point number B as an x, whereas an point number A will be called as an x dash. The point number C will be called as an y, whereas an point number D will be called as an y dash. Why is it so? Because on the side OB we are going to take all the values which will be positive, whereas in the x dash opposite to OB, that is OA, we are going to take all the values which will be negative. If we talk about the vertical axis and the point number C, that is y, above we were going to take OC all the values as positive, whereas y dash, that is OD, we are going to take all the values as negative. So hence this whole thing is divided into 4 quadrants. My dear students, please understand these 4 quadrants and we count the quadrants anti-clockwise. This is called as an first quadrant. I am mentioning it 1Q. In first quadrant, as I have already mentioned, that we take the ordered pair x value first and the y value afterwards. You can see in this first quadrant the value of x is what? Positive, whereas in value of y is what? Positive. Hence we get the two value as in positive and positive in the first quadrant. Now this is AOC is the second quadrant. In this you can see this x dash we call as an x, we always take the first as an ordered pair. This is second quadrant and the value of x is negative, whereas in value of y you can see it's positive. This is the third quadrant, that is AOD, in which we call this as an third quadrant. So I am writing as an 3Q. So here x you can see is negative, whereas in y is also negative. Whereas the last quadrant, that is the fourth one, is here, that is BOD, in which you can see x is a positive and whereas y is negative. These are the 4 quadrants in which you have to remember all the values which are positive, which are negative, that you have to remember. And the most important thing is that the central point, this central point where the two axes are meeting each other, that this point is so called as origin, ORIGIN, and remember its ordered pair is always what? 0, 0. No positive, no negative is being added in this particular origin, in this particular ordered pair. Now how we can represent those things when we have to represent the linear equation. So here is the one graph I have made for you, in which by you can understand how the values are taken. You can see this is a x-axis here, in which we all take green points. You can take, these are all positive, whereas in the x dash is a negative. In the above direction all the values are positive, whereas in downwards all the values are negative. So by this you can draw any graph. So let us take in one example by which you can understand that how can we make a graph. First of all, let us take a very easy question by which you can understand how we can construct a graph. So here I am taking a one easy question in front of you. So our question is, we have to draw a graph of y is equal to 2x. For this, first of all, what we have to do is that we have to draw a one small table in which we are going to mention the different values of x and different values of y here. In this column I am writing as an x, in this column I am writing as an y. So let us start taking some values of x. Let us take first of all x is equal to 1. So we are going to substitute the x is equal to 1 in our given equation. So here I am writing as an 1, and now I am substituting and finding the value of y. So y is equal to how much? That is 2 into 1, and it's very easy. I am getting the answer as an 2. So here I am writing as 2. Now let us take the another value. We will never take the bigger values. We are going to take some smaller values. Now let us take the another value. Let me take the value as 0. So in place of x, now I am going to write x is equal to 0. Let us substitute in our given equation. So y is equal to how much? That is 2 into 0. Common sense, it is going to come as 0. So here I have got the value as 0. Now let us take one more value, and then we are going to draw the graph. Let us take a one negative value. So I am writing here as a -1. See, I have taken the smaller value. X is equal to -1. Let us again substitute this value in our given equation. So it will become y is equal to 2 into -1, and sure you will get the answer as in -2. So here is the answer, -2. So now by seeing these three values, that is this one and this one and this one, we are going to draw a graph which will be a linear. Linear means it will come as a straight graph. So let us start pointing these coordinates here. That means first of all, when x is 1, so here's the x is 1, then the y is how much? The y is how much? Y is 2. So I am sure you are getting the point. It will come somewhat here. Here I have made a one dot, and you are getting, let us mark this point as an A. So here I am marking this point as an A, and its ordered pair is what? 1, 2. Here I got the first point. Now let us draw the second point, and let me mark this point as an B, and you can see it is 0 to 0, and you know that that's what? That's the origin. So here is the point number B, which is as 0, 0. Now let us mark the third and the last point in which x is -1. So y we are getting is how much? Y is -2. So x is -1 here and y is -2 here. So let us mark it properly like here. You will get, and let us name that point as in C, and here I am getting the point number C as -1, -2. So now you can see we have obtained the 3 points. The last not the least is that you have to draw a one straight line which is going to intersect on all these 3 points. Is going to look like this. I am going to just make it a proper. Just wait a second. Now you can see it is intersecting all these 3 points, and we have got the linear equation graph. The last not the least, you have to just mark an arrow here and write our equation y is equal to 2x. Hence we have drawn a graph which is mentioning linear equation in 2 variable, and we have joined the line and got the graph. So this is the way how you can construct the graph, taking more equations. So I am writing few equations for you just as an homework. You should keep on practicing these questions. So if you're facing any doubt, you can ask me. Few questions as an homework for you. So I am writing as an homework. kindly please try to draw this graph and show it to me whether you have done or not. The question number 1 is that kindly please draw the graph of this equation like 3x plus 2y is equal to 4. This is the question number 1 I am giving as an homework to you. I am sure you can solve it. One more question I'll give you by which you can find out very easy. Question number 2, just find out this one also. 2x plus y is equal to 6. And some very interesting questions, if you can solve it, that will be very tricky questions. You have to draw the graph of these two also. Question number 3 I'm marking as in green. You have to draw the graph of x is equal to 2, and one more, fourth question, you have to draw the graph of y is equal to -3. So these two last questions will be a very interesting thing to you. If you are unable to draw the graph of these last two questions, kindly comment me in the comment box, so I'm going to solve it for you. In the upcoming videos we are going to learn more about graph, the different kinds of graph, that means the bar graph, or we can say histogram, pie graph, line graph. We are going to understand more in the upcoming videos. Kindly solve these questions and please keep subscribing my channel, and if you're having any doubt you can ask me by commenting me in the comment box. Keep enjoying the mathematics. I am sure I can clarify all the doubts you're facing in your examination, and best of luck for your examination and for your future. Thank you very much.